recently had the great pleasure to meet up again for a chat with two great friends of this radio station, Steve Smith and Peter Andersen, better known collectively as Stage Parades. I started off by asking Steve what they've been up to since we last met 2 years ago.
So since you've been, we've done about 33 new tracks and had one new album come out, and we're nearly finished the next one. So it would be nice. I think you're going to play a couple of tracks for us.
Certainly will, yeah.
During the spate of the interview. But it's just thought it would be nice to update people on how we're doing.
I then mentioned to Peter that I recall Steve saying a couple of years ago that Stage Parades were considering semi-retirement. But 33 new tracks in this period would suggest there'd been a change of heart.
Well, I've never been into retiring or whatever, because I've never set a target. It's just a hobby to me. I make music as I see fit, as I want to. And if we've got enough for an album, it goes out. If we haven't, that's the way it goes.
I asked Peter how he set about getting the ideas for his music.
That's a very difficult question, because you don't get ideas from anywhere. The way I do it is I sit at the computer with all my software and I'll play through maybe a few drum loops, or maybe fire up a synth and play a few sounds, and something will click and I'll think, well, that drum loop sounds interesting, let's see if I can find a sound to go with it, and it sort of comes together. So I'll end up with maybe 8 bars and then nowhere to go, so that'll get parked, and sometimes I'll go back to it and I'll think, I really don't know how to do this. And sometimes I'll start out trying to make, say, a dance track or a pop song, and it really isn't working. So I'll think, what can I do? So I'll lower the tempo of it. So instead of being a fast song, it's a slow song. And what was a dance track turns into a ballad. Right. You know, so there's no set measure to it. I don't sit down to do one thing in particular.
No.
It just, the way it comes from, like doodling on a bit of paper.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people walk around with these little recorders,
Yeah.
you know, and singing into it because they get ideas. Why don't I just, if I get the muse, as it's called, I just sit down, fire up the software, play about. If nothing happens in 10 minutes, give up.
Yeah.
If I manage to find something, then I could be still going 2 or 3 hours later, searching around for sounds that work with that particular drum loop and chord progression, whatever. Yeah. But I say there's no set plan to it. I don't have a bit of paper where I say, right, I've got to do this, this and this, or I've got to do a dance track, I've got to do a pop track. It's just whatever.
It's like, Tony, at the weekend I requested a song on your show, and it was Al Stewart.
Yes.
And it was, if it doesn't come naturally, leave it.
I remember the one,
Well, that's Peter, you see. If it
yeah.
doesn't come naturally, leave it, move on to something else. Yeah. And Al Stewart wrote that song because he was writing a song and it didn't work. And so it gave him the idea to write it if it doesn't come naturally. Yeah. And I think that's more or less what you do.
Because you can't force it. If you sit down and force yourself to write something, you're going to come out with a load of rubbish. It's got to flow naturally. You've got to listen to a thing, think, I like that. That's doing something. Where can I take it? How can I go?
Yeah. I was interested to find out how Peter had first discovered music.
Oh, well, I thank my parents for that, because they started off with piano lessons. Which I hated. A couple of doors up there. I can remember her name, Helen Phillips.
Did they hate it as well?
Well, I say that, but we had a piano left over, so they sent me off for piano lessons, and they only teach you classical, so you have to come back and practice all your scales and. Oh God! And I actually got a couple of certificates from the Royal Academy, and then I thought, well, I used a swear word, but sold this.
I think we'll get away with that one.
Yeah, I can't be bothered doing with all this. No. So then I just started playing what I wanted to do, playing naturally, and I lost the ability to read music, and I just play by ear, and I just play naturally now. What comes to me. Rather than following any theories or... I mean, people will talk to you about musical theories and musical scales. I don't really care about any of that. I just sit down and play and see what comes out. And that's easiest way to do it, the most natural.
Yeah.
So I think you get the best results that way.
Yeah, more individual, I suppose. Yeah,
because you're not forcing anything.
Yeah. Steve explained how they have enhanced the enjoyment of the music using photographs and videos.
It's using I suppose, the one thing I was kind of keen to do when we started out 10 years ago, when we were able to actually put the music on the internet, was to actually have people become involved with you. It's a bit like your radio show. I mean, I listen to you every Sunday, so I wanted people to actually make Stage Parades something that they could actually come and a lot of friends that we've had on there have been photographers, and so to be able to use their pictures to make videos has actually made them fans of Stage Parades, because it's human nature. If you see something that you've created being then matched with some music, you're going to play that. So it's a good, in a sense, it's marketing in a way, but it's something that has grown. It's obviously not growing so much now because we have lost a few people along the way. So that's the way things go. But most of our people are very loyal, and if we ever want pictures, they'll provide the pictures. And a lot of people, sad to say, do like the videos. But obviously for us, music comes first. But the videos do. People have told us that the videos do enhance the music at times, and even Peter would agree with that, wouldn't you?
The tracks we did recently, we just did static pictures, didn't we?
Yeah.
It didn't really work.
No.
It was because my eyes were bad.
But I just noticed a lot of people on YouTube were just using a standard photo.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, why bother going through all this rigmarole of doing videos? But Steve says it gets people involved.
Yeah.
It's other people feeling they've contributed.
Yeah.
Which we're always grateful for.
Yeah. And I mean, our friend John does say that in his view, a lot of the videos have enhanced the music. And when he goes to actually play the video, I think he said on the last track we did, he wasn't too sure when he played the music. And then when he went to the video, he thought, oh God, I like that. I
asked Peter if he'd ever thought about the possibility of being invited to write music for films.
I should be so lucky. It's all very I wouldn't know where to start.
No.
Because producing music for a movie is so complicated, because you have to work to time codes and frames. I can't do all that. I just churn out tunes. If somebody can use that as a soundtrack, as is, that's lovely, but I'm not going to set out and write one for it.
Yeah.
It's just not my way of doing things.
Yeah. Well, whichever way you do it, it seems to be working well. I know listeners to TR1 radio and other radio stations that I've worked with and colleagues I work with all enjoy it, and we all hope that you continue to do it for many, many years to come.
That's very kind of you.
As many as we've got left.
Well, as many as we've all got left.
Well, we've got a fan group. You've got the fan group, the Fan Tones.
Oh yes.
Ours is the Old Stages.
I must make sure I join that.
Yes. Well, you're an honorary member.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Take care.
Cheers.
Tony.
Oh dear.
Sincere thanks to Steve and Peter for speaking to me.